great the whole game. He's been great since we put him in the starting lineup. Being able to find guys, also his shot, as we talked about, and to have 28 and 10, you know, he controlled the game. And big play down the stretch. The ball touches the paint. He finds Christie in the corner for a big three. But again, he took what the defense got him. He's 12 for 14. He was really good tonight.
You guys fell down by 17 there real early. What did you do? What did you tell them in order to climb out of that hole?
We had to get used to the altitude. Once we got used to the altitude, I thought the guys focused in. We had some good looks there early, but this group has gotten down early in games and has found a way to keep fighting and trust one another and keep working the game, and that's what we did tonight.
So we've seen these stories before, specifically with B. Will last year. The guy who goes undrafted is on a two-way contract, has a big night like he had tonight. What does that say about the perseverance that a guy like Nembhard has?
Well, I think it's just, his character, the way he plays, the understanding of the game. He knows who he is, and that's kind of refreshing that a young kid understands who he is and plays the game at the level that he plays. I think he's one to have 10 assists, undrafted rookie, to have 10 assists. That's special, especially with this group. But again, he took the shots that were there for him tonight. He played the game the right way, and good things happened. The big thing is his teammates enjoy, being out there with him because they all know they have a chance of getting the ball.
You mentioned his teammates. Obviously, Flagg had a big night offensively against the Clippers tonight. Had another big night, but he had support. Just how did you see him kind of attack this game? He had help.
Well, I think he had to get used to the altitude, but I thought the pace, once he caught his breath, being able to take advantage of some of the things offensively with Ryan running the point and Ryan finding him. Again, scoring the ball. We talked about not making threes last game. This one he does. But I think just his ability, the ball touches the paint, and then in the open court, he's one of the best in this league, only at 18. And so, again, the game, he lets the game come to him. And, again, I thought he delivered, especially down the stretch for us.
Tell us what you got from AD tonight and the impact he had.
Yeah, I thought AD's defense and offense was really good. I think his teammates are getting used to playing with him, and this is the second game, so for them to get used to him. But I thought he was big. I'm happy that he came back after he jammed his finger from that pass from Najee on the rim. But again, we need him defensively. I thought he came up with a big stop there late, but offensively he was good too, just taking what the defense gave him.
And also he had some big shots there from Clay tonight.
Yeah, Clay again. The Ocean has been great, so we're going to try to get the Ocean into Dallas somehow. But he was great. Again, I think the conscious effort of the group trying to get him open and get him shots, and he's delivered for us.
Joker had big numbers tonight. What did you see from him?
Well, he almost had a triple-double in the first quarter, and we thought we were doing really good. That's just who he is. I mean, he's seen every defense. He's shooting the three extremely well. He's scoring the ball. He's doing everything as an MVP. And so I thought we tried, make it tough. He found his teammates for layups. He's really, really good. And so, again, we got some misses there late, and we capitalized on that.
We talked about Nembhard being undrafted. What you see out of Spencer Jones, especially since he had a career night the other night, to have one tonight too?
Yeah, he made every shot, didn't he? Almost. Yeah, he was good. He knocked down threes early. In this game, the ball has to find someone, and it found him, and he made them all tonight. So we dodged a bullet with him having another big night offensively. But I thought, being able to capitalize on the misses is something that this group is starting to learn how to do.
After a rough start to the season, Jason, you now have a winning streak for the first time this season. What does that say about your team?
The character in that locker room, no matter who puts on the Mavs uniform, they come out and trust one another. They play hard. And you can see that with all the injuries that we've had. Guys come up, step up, they're prepared, and they're ready to play. And it just shows the character of what it means to wear a Mavs uniform. These guys play extremely hard. Thanks. Thanks, guys. Safe travels.
Shooters like him and Tim, they're hustle guys. Jones, Bruce. So, we just try to, fight through the altitude fatigue that, gets to most players, and continue to stay locked in, even though we were down a lot. Um, even when we're down, we're so, such a resilient team. Any game, you think about, we've probably been down in the first quarter, second quarter, third. We probably want to come back and make it close game. So, now it's about executing down the stretch and, holding a team like that to 17 in the fourth. Compliments our defense. Ryan Nembhard, man, he carried us, making big shots, big plays, making the right reads to the right guys, passes on the buttons to our shooters. So he definitely got the game ball tonight.
How do you feel this conditioning physically to come back in the 2 games now with those kind of numbers in
I was tired for sure, but it's a mental thing. Trying to get back. It's not many days of practice, so just trying to push through the fatigue in the games and physically and mentally lock in. So that's all it is. Getting to my spots, just taking time making plays.
How are the fingers?
My fingers are good. All the phalanges are working.
They're intact.
They're intact. Yeah.
You mentioned Ryan, for him to be 22 years old, undrafted, for him to come out, be starting to play with 24 seasons. What does that kind of say to play?
He's a hard worker. He's constantly asking questions. He's talking to me, asking me, where I want the ball. He's got one of the best PGs to ever play the game as a head coach. So he's, in J Kid's ear, and trying to pick his brain, about spots on the floor. J Kid always preached to us about using our voice, and there's been times tonight where during the course of the game, middle of a play, he's talking to me, AD roll right here, AD pop, or like whatever the scenario is. So, to be undrafted rookie, 22, he's taking big strides. It's not my decision, it's above my pay grade, but I don't know if he's going to be a two-way. Too much long. I don't even know how that works, if we can, whatever, but all the guys on the team love playing with him. Like I said, he makes the right plays. He scored when he needs to, and he, pass the ball when he has to. So, I definitely love playing a lot.
With injuries and everything, maybe you guys finally got a winning streak for the first time of the season. What does that say about this team?
I don't count 2 games as a winning streak. It's 3 for me. But we just figuring it out. We play hard. And, now is these post games that we're used to having, getting over the hump and making big shots and big time plays defensively. So we always felt that we were a better team than our record shows. And now it's about just actually putting it in. Yeah, he's going to continue to be aggressive. He did, we hit 30, 32, 35 in Clippers, and no threes. So him getting downhill, getting to his mid-range, get to the basket, he's unstoppable. So we try to told him that to play to his strengths, and when a 3 presents itself, shoot it. But he still has a long way to go, and that's scary. Yeah.
Okay.
Ryan, what did you see particularly in that third quarter when you had 15 points? You just looked like it was unstoppable.
Yeah, just trying to be aggressive. They're in that deep drop with Yoke. It's, just trying to be aggressive, get downhill, make plays.
And Cooper, the guys got off to a slow start obviously this season, but now you won 2 in a row, have got a winning streak for the first time this season. What does that say about this team?
Yeah, I mean, I think it says a lot. Obviously we're coming together. Obviously having Eddie back is a huge help. Just with all his gravity, but I think it's just a combination of a lot of things. Just guys kind of meshing together, finding some of our roles, and just competing every single night. We've been in a lot of close games.
Are you seeing anything differently? I know you had 35 the other night, 24 more tonight.
Am I seeing anything differently?
As far as the defense.
I don't want to say different. I think it's just a mindset thing. Just having that confidence and going out there and being in attack mode from the jump. It starts with my teammates. They just give me a lot of confidence and help me get in that mindset. So that's a big part of it.
All right, tonight you became the first undrafted rookie to have 25 points, 10 assists with 0 turnovers, and the first to do that since Stephon Marbury in 1996. Just when you hear that, how does that make you feel? What does it mean to you?
Yeah, it's just a blessing, you know. Blessing to be with this group of guys, man. A great group we have here. And, you know, I just put in my work every day, stay consistent with that, and when you do that, good things will happen. So it was a fun night.
Yeah, Andy mentioned, like, you're being coached by one of the greatest point guards to ever play the sport. Just what's something that J. Kidd has kind of told you during your rookie year that has kind of helped you prepare for this moment?
I think just learning from him every day, just the way he approaches the day, how he coaches, more than anything. You know, not anything in particular that he's necessarily said to me, but just feeling him out and understanding what he wants from his point guards has been huge.
Coach mentioned the altitude here in Denver. Did you feel it early on?
Yeah, for sure. I think, you know, you definitely feel it. You know, it's, I would say, similar to when we were out in Mexico early in the season. You know, you just something that you got to kind of try and prepare for, but you can't really do much, you know, for it. You kind of just got to play through it and know that everybody's kind of going through the same thing.
And what happened in the second quarter when you guys scored 42 points?
What happened?
Yeah.
I mean, the ball was going in the basket. You know, I felt good, you know, just, you know, moving the ball, trusting each other. We were just playing fun basketball, and, you know, the ball was going in.
And from a defensive standpoint, you held them to 17 points there in the fourth quarter. Just talk about your defense.
Yeah, I think it's just coming together. You know, guys having each other's backs, you know, sticking to the game plan, not, you know, getting off script and doing our own thing, but, you know, just sticking together and just having each other's backs.
Now that you've seen it up close from both of you, what makes Nikola Jokic such a dominant player?
I think his ability to pass is what makes him, like, really good, you know. He's going to, any little mistake you make, he's going to dissect it and hit the right player. So, but he also scores, he draws fouls, he does everything. He's an MVP caliber player for a reason. He's won it, whatever, 2 out of 3 years. So he's a hell of a player.
Yeah, I'll say the same thing. I think obviously his passing, but just his unbelievable feel for the game. Like Ryan said, like any mistake you make, he's just capitalizing on, and it's just so hard, like, to defend that. And you can't, like, you throw a double at him, it's, you know, it's a wide open shot. He's finding the open man every time. So it's a tough combination to, you know, just throw different looks at him all night, and he's still figuring out the right answers every single time.
I mean, how do you guys build on this going back home against Miami on Wednesday? How do you build on this game?
Yeah, I think, you know, not getting too high. You know, we haven't got too low on, you know, some of these losses, not getting too high off a couple of wins, but, you know, just staying consistent, you know, just continuing to build off, you know, we have these last 2 games, and I think if we can stay consistent with our approach and the way we've been coming at, you know, each and every day, that I think we'll be okay.